What's up, y'all? Welcome to the live stream. We're gonna get started again, and man, give it like 2 minutes. We had some technical difficulties. I didn't even know I was muted the first live, and I was just talking the whole time.
Elevate your gaze with the L'Oreal Paris Panorama Mascara. Each lash lifted, lengthened, and beautifully fanned.
All right. What's up, y'all? We back. So, unfortunately, had to end that stream because apparently I was talking to myself and I wasn't talking to anybody. But it's all good. The devil is a lie. That's all I can say. So basically what we're talking about today, what's up, Javier, if I said that right. Basically today we're gonna be talking about bad communication. Bad communication. You know what? People think that it's okay as an adult to not have any communication. Remember when they used to say communication is key? Communication is key. Well, it's not anymore. People use their phones to communicate everything. They text everything, email, It's just no longer verbal communication. And honestly, if you have any type of verbal communication with someone, you better watch out. It might be a little, conflict. People just nowadays, they take everything wrong. Intentionally, though. Because it's like they want a problem. It's like they crave chaos. I have bad communication fatigue. I am tired of you bad communication ass people that think it's okay. Also, that think it's okay to tell a person one thing and do another. I had a situation where this guy, I scheduled an appointment with him. We scheduled the appointment, right? And he told me he had 2 time slots available. I chose the earliest one that he had. He said, okay, it was certified and stamped, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, we gonna see. Because we live in a world where people will choose a time slot, you agree on it, and then you don't even hear from them. And then they always running behind and they don't feel like they owe you an explanation at all. That's bad communication for you. And they feel like that's normal. And it's only normal because everybody else accepts it. So in my case, this guy scheduled the appointment. And I chose the earliest. I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a second. I chose the earliest appointment that he had. And when that day came, you think I heard from him at that time? No, I didn't. I actually heard from him like 11 to 15 minutes after the appointment time. And see, this is how you know that bad communication is normalized, because I can only imagine the amount of people that's probably listening like, okay, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is if I schedule a time, I mean that time. Seriously, I take my time serious. Because once you allow a person to get away with something like that, then that means that, the cycle is going to continue on. Because they're going to continue to get away with it. Because are you going to speak up? See, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm the type of person that will rock the boat. I'm the type of person that will say something. I'm the type of person that if there's a long line in the store, you can always count on me to open up my big old mouth and say something. You bet. What? Excuse me, can you open up lane 3? Where is the other cashiers at? Why is it only one cashier? Come on now. Ain't nobody else saying nothing. Everybody else just standing there robotic as hell. That's the type of person that I am. I speak up. But people, they look at that as a problem. They look at that as a threat. You know, you're a problem to people. You're very combative, you know. You're a threat, like I said. When you see wrong and you know it's wrong and you speak up and speak out against wrong, bruh, you the perpetrator. You the perpetrator. You should not say anything. If a person stumps on your foot with a big old steel toe boot, you better shut your ass up and don't say nothing. Because if you say something, you're the problem. And everybody knows you're the problem. And that's the type of society that we live in today. A society where people believe that every damn thing that you do in terms of communication, it's like they have to defend themselves from that. They don't want to communicate with you. They don't want you communicating with them. They want to be able to bump into you with their cart and they dare you to say, hey, excuse you. They dare you to say, hey, you just bumped me with that cart. You know, this world is so weird. People stand behind you extremely close in line. They tailgate. All of that. Let me read y'all comments. You said, we don't care if you lost your toe. Better fake it till you make. You know what I'm saying? A fake it till you make it ass world. A fake it till you make it ass world. They want you to shut your ass up. Sit down and shut up. Why we intentionally, incorrectly spread information about you. Because if you say something, then you're a problem. You better shut up. Because everybody, the whole world will know that you're the problem. Right. He said communication is actually exactly. Hey, that's the thing. Nowadays, 2025, the real communication is called miscommunication. It's called misinterpreting everything. People, it's so weird that they literally misinterpret everything that you say incorrectly, intentionally. They'll hear you and twist your words up right after you done talking and dare you to say something about it. Because then they're going to play the victim. Now it's this narcissistic game that they play. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're the bad guy. I'm the good guy here. That's what you said. And then now you got a whole battle right now because you're trying to defend yourself like, no, I did not say that. That's not what I said. No, you did. You said these words and I quote you did and I wrote it down. This is what you said. And then you know it's crazy when they put it in black and white though. And they stamp your name underneath it. So the whole world can know that you're the bad guy, you're the perpetrator, and they're the good guy. They did nothing wrong. What are you talking about? See, people with those stones and hide their hands. What's up, Ray? Yep. You know, it's crazy though how people can assume and that's it. Assume the worst about you and that's it. People don't even see. The thing is, we live in a world where people don't even ask questions anymore. They don't ask questions. They don't do their own research. They just heard about you. And they gonna follow that narrative. It's like, oh, hey, you heard about her over there with the pink sweater on? Yep. She blah, 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 blah. She blah, blah. You heard? Then everybody is like, wow, really? Oh, that about her? Oh, wow. Grown ass adults. They don't even ask questions though. They don't go and say, people don't even open up their mouths anymore and say, why would you say that about her? I'm going to go see for myself. You know, they don't even go see for themselves anymore. They don't do research. They just piggyback off what the next person said. A bunch of damn followers in real life, in real time. Social media has become a reality. Social media. People need validation so bad that they need to receive validation for real, not just on the internet anymore. People no longer do research. They don't dig deep anymore. They just listen to what the next person said, and that's what it is from there. And now everybody is, riding the same wave because it's, oh, you heard Danny TV, Nobody is saying, let me go do my own research. Y'all always saying something. The fact that it's a bunch of adults that like to partake in just gossiping behavior about the next adult is diabolical. And then what be crazy? It be all for the wrong reasons. It's because people take everything the wrong way. On purpose, intentionally. What's up, Mr. Carter? You say, I know some people think social media is the new Come on, man. Social media is the new everything. Social media is when you can purchase everything off of, they got it to where you could purchase cars off of social media, clothing, houses, apartments, boats, you name it. They got all that on Facebook Market. They got TikTok Shop. Like, they want your ass to stay inside of social media. But that's the thing. People have stayed inside of social media for so long. It's to the point where their brains have now became accustomed to the social media life. It's to the point where their communication so bad, it's top tier bad. They don't even reply back. They will leave you on red. And majority of the times too, man, a lot of people feel like they don't owe you an explanation because they just don't like you. If a person can really sit there and say, I don't owe them no explanation, so after they blatantly did you wrong, they just don't like you. And then when they see you face to face, it's an excuse. Here they come with the excuses. I'm sorry. My dog died. Okay, that's an excuse for you not to say nothing at all to me. When a close relative in my family passed away, I didn't stop communicating with you. You couldn't even say, hey, sorry, having a hard time, I need some time away. People, they don't communicate anymore. And listen to me say these things right now, and I can only imagine the thoughts that's running through people's head. It's like, it's so normalized. Bad communication is so normalized that people will say, okay, and what you tripping for? They don't have to tell you nothing. Man, you said that's to avoid confrontation. Right. They thought they was inmates and attorneys. They thought they was inmates, attorneys, and judges. And yes, that's unfortunately, that's how it goes when people get locked up. Now they ready to open up every book there is and start reading and stuff. Now they wearing glasses and stuff like that to court, as if that's gonna get you out of a world full of trouble. You standing there like, yes, Your Honor. I'm just saying. Me personally, I do wrong, I catch a case, all right, I'm guilty. Now I gotta face the consequences. Now it's time for me to start changing for the better, right? Changing for the better. Do my research, you know what I'm saying? Because when you get into these type of situations where you have to put up with the system and deal with the system in any type of way there is, I mean, now is your opportunity to take note. What do you mean? Take note on the corruption. Because that's really all it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of these systems is just straight up corruption. A lot of them. You know. And if the shoe fits, wear it too. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, they get offended by stuff like that because they work in these systems. So they like, oh, she talking about me. I mean, if you think I'm talking about you, then I'm talking about you. And see, that's the thing. They assume, right? They assume. You didn't say no names. You didn't say a specific person. People just, we live in this world where people can live off of straight assumptions. You know, it's a shame when you have courts, certain courts that will go off of straight hearsay. Straight up hearsay and build a case against you based off of hearsay. Literally. But add on to the fact that we now have a society where people just, they think bad communication is the best thing smoking now. They think bad communication is the best thing smoking right now. You said, wait a minute. Okay, you said assume means that you make a ass, you and me, but I tell a motherfucker you make an ass out of exactly. Shout out to hubby, because he always be saying that, you know. When you assume you are the first 3 letters of the damn word. You think I just, you know what? Even if I lived my life off of assumptions on the next person, you know, just because I don't like them. What? I guess this is what I'm trying to say. Why do y'all put yourselves in a position to continue to deal with a person that you don't like? You don't have to. You're not obligated to do anything. That's how you know when people want wars and they want conflict. When they continue to put themselves in a position to where they have to sit in front of you, stand in front of you, go before you, anything like that. When they waste their time spreading rumors about you. And the fact that people, it's adults out there that don't do their research, their own research, that don't sit back and observe and say, this is BS. Y'all just a bunch of followers, man. Saying this, that, and the third about this, that, and the third, and that's not what it is. Like, for instance, people keep putting out the $2,000 checks or whatever the case is. You know, my thing is, we should believe it when we see it. I'm going to just say that because dude has said a whole lot of stuff in the past. He said, and he still do the same stuff still to this day. He say things and it's just up in the air. That's it. He just leave it there because he wants you to have an obsession over what he said. He wants to leave that. He want to leave that space and that opportunity for you to create your own assumptions about what he just said. That's why you got a lot of content creators out here that's saying, oh yeah, y'all, it's in. We're getting the $2,000 checks November 17th. And if you didn't get it by November, I'm telling you, it's people that's literally putting that information out. Bad communication. And nobody is questioning it. People aren't even like doing their own research to find out if that's true or not. They just go along with it. Oh, yep. Sitting back waiting. On the phone talking to their family. Yep, just patiently waiting. It's cool. Just patiently waiting for this $2,000 direct deposit to come on November 17th. Because they said that we was getting it. It's just what they said. It ain't even about your own research. Like, you ain't even gonna go look and check it out. I can't believe that it's real life older men out here that would believe what the next person said in their ear because a person told you something. You gonna believe it. You ain't gonna go do your own research. You just gonna believe them. I mean, I question and I say, how old are these people for real? Are you like fucking 10? Huh? I'm just saying. Bunch of grown ass adults that will believe whatever the next person said. That's a damn shame. Right, yep. Grandpops was right. Systemic racism, yeah. You said first place I heard motherfucker was getting that was Facebook. Yeah. And Facebook, and see, that's why I had to stay off of Facebook. And I haven't had a Facebook, thank God, since like what, 2021? Like, I can't do it because it's just nothing but a bunch of thirsty ass people on there that need validation. A bunch of, and I'm not saying everybody is on there for that cause, but the majority of the world love Facebook so they can get validation. They need the likes, the clicks, the views, the hearts. They will literally update a status every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? They'll post pictures of when they got their new car, their keys, their first job, you know, just you name it. They tell the whole world when they getting their taxes, all of that. They would even put out false information. They'll do it all on Facebook. You said people don't even check their food till they get home. I mean, when I tell y'all, since a young child, I have always been taught, no matter what a person tell you, if they tell you your food is in that bag and you believe them, I'm not going to say something is wrong with you because they may be right. All of your food may be there, but you can never be too sure. That's why it's always a thing called check behind yourself. And a lot of people, they don't do that. I mean, if a person don't go do their own research, right? What makes you think that they're going to check behind, you know, to make sure that all of their food is there in a bag? A motherfucker that's at the damn register and while you in a McDonald's drive-thru can tell you, oh, everything is there in a bag. If you say, did I get my burger? Yep, everything is there in a bag. And then soon you just pull off and you just go home. And you open your bag and you wait until that burger ain't there. Now you putting a bad review. Now you calling a restaurant. Now you blaming everybody but yourself. Because what happened to you checking behind yourself? You just believe anything you hear. Anything you hear, you just believe it. Anything you see, you believe it. You see a big old bag full of food, so you like, yeah, burger gotta be in here. They gotta be right. Okay. Then you get home and turns out you only have 5 fries and nothing else. Turns out that you only got 5 fries, and when you look at your receipt, they rung you up for everything else, but they just didn't put it there in the bag though. But you believed it because that's what he said. You can't take everybody's word. I'm telling you. You can't. That's just the society we live. That's just the fucking society for you. He said, I seen a motherfucker show their fridge because it was full. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just people do the most diabolical things on Facebook. You said, I seen a motherfucker show they sock because they be stepping all in dumb shit. Right, well, time you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Whole time you got a Happy Meal though. They tell you all your food is there. You done paid McDonald's $40, $50. They tell you all your food is there. Everything it's there. Soon as you get home, you got 2 Happy Meals in the bag. But you believe them because that's what they said though. They said that. What do you mean? They said that. Like, y'all, man. And then before I want to let y'all know, I've been talking a lot, okay? And I always do this, but it's cool. I got a playlist and we gonna react to a few videos. Because we gotta help people to understand why their communication is horrible. And then also we need them bad communication people to understand why our communication, we were just rather, just go ahead over there. I ain't even about to say nothing to you. And it's a shame. This is exactly why I really don't say anything to people. And they say, oh, look at her. She's antisocial. She thinks that she's better. Who does she think she is because she's being antisocial? She don't want to talk. She don't think that she should talk. First and foremost, I'm not obligated to talk to you. People think that you gotta say good morning and hello to them because they said something to you. A motherfucker will literally hold a grudge against you because you didn't say hey to them. That's the type of world we live in. They'll literally hold a grudge against you because you decided to speak up for yourself and defend yourself. They will literally hold a grudge against you and make you out to be this horrible person. They will literally ask you, what's your preference? You give them your preference. And once you give them your preference, they still judge you after they asked you, what's your preference? What do you prefer? Still get mad when you tell them what you would prefer. And then they go and they spread rumors. Did you hear what? Let me tell you what she said that she prefers. What the is wrong with these people? You say I gotta teach them some. Josiah, what's up? And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's getting so bad. I feel bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. Communication nowadays is terrible when teenagers can communicate a lot more better than adults can. Communication is getting messed up when little kid. You could literally have a conversation with a little kid, but not a damn adult. You can't even talk to an adult for longer than 5 minutes. But you could talk to a kid. They might ask you for your phone like every 2 minutes. Can I see your phone? Can I see your phone? Can I see my tablet? They might ask you for some electronics and stuff like every 60 seconds, but at least you can communicate with a damn kid. You can't even communicate with an adult. It's diabolical. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people, they don't feel the need to communicate. The biggest thing is because they feel like they don't have to. But yet and still, when they see you, they feel like they have to say hey. And then when you don't say anything to them, they get mad. So when it comes down to real communication, you can't communicate. But I'm just trying to understand this. When it comes down to real communication, us having an actual conversation, you can't communicate at all. You don't feel like you have to. I don't owe them an explanation. I don't have to. But if you see me walking on the street, you go, hey, how you doing? How I'm doing? Wasn't I just trying to talk to you? And you didn't feel like you needed to talk to me? You don't even feel like you owe the explanation as to why. I'm just saying. Either way it goes, you're obligated. That's the thing. You said that's my daughter. Facts. Most people are one-way communicators. Yeah. You said that's because they be having grudges when they with their selves. I've been into it with me for a minute, bro. This personal. Yeah, because the war starts from within. They be warring with themselves. And they try to make it seem like it's you. You're the problem. You're the one. You're the reason why I hate myself so much. Well, damn, of course. Because when you look at me, what? You looking at a mirror. When you look at me, I look like what you could have been. Could have been. Should have been. Would have been. Had been. Could be. Yeah. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying you got to be exactly like me and do everything like I do. I'm just saying. You an evil, wicked person, and I'm not. That's the difference between us. But you use and abuse. You know, it's people out there, they use and abuse their job positions to try to paint a bad picture of you. Mind you, you just chilling, minding your own business, living your life, being at peace. You ain't doing no harm to nobody. You still got your freedom. Your freedom ain't on the line. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, your name just come up out of nowhere. Now they trying to, press charges against you. Now they're saying that uh they saw you in a video. You know it wasn't you, but they believe that they saw you in video footage stealing from the store. That was you. It was you. Even though they couldn't see your eyes or nothing, they couldn't see your face, nothing. But they just assumed that it was you. So they go run and they tell everybody that it was you. And now they're writing your name on paper and they writing these made up things about you, and everybody believes it now. You're a suspect. Mind you, you at home chilling. Just got off work, chilling. Minding your business. And here come these bad communicators. You a bad communicator when your ass literally believe everything the next person said, for real. You said that's true. Some people get caught up in who they think they are or used to be. Right. People gotta just admit it, like, hey, I'm into it with myself. I'm miserable. So I try to make people feel my pain so us folks can leave y'all alone and heal instead of forcing communicate. Exactly. Exactly. That is exactly what it is. It's like they war with themselves behind closed doors and they push you away. They don't feel like they have to communicate with you. But in the same breath, they force communication because they feel like you might beat them up or kill them if they don't communicate. You say you can run and tell everybody. Yep, bad or negative energy, for real. Bad or negative energy, that bad communication is bad and negative. It's so many different forms of bad communication. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's people that literally use and abuse their job positions to paint a narrative about somebody that's not even true. And you know what's crazy? Crazy. What? Even if you turn your life around and you do good and you just doing good and you still trying to live right, you got these people out here that will literally just make up anything about you. And don't let you, have a voice to use to speak up. That's a problem too. That now you're pushing the envelope. Now you're the problem. And everybody knows that you're the problem. You need to sit down. You know what? It's crazy. It's so crazy. People really They really want you to sit down and listen to the lies about yourself. Because you could swear up and down you didn't say that, you didn't do that. That's not what happened. And hell, everybody already knows that that's what happened because everybody lives off of assumptions. And when you speak up for yourself, then it becomes very problematic. You know? I'm talking too much. Said, as good energy or high vibration holders, we have to do better and not letting these people to bring our energy down. Yeah, that's the crazy part. And they would look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's gonna get worse as the months go on, the years go on, the days go on, whatever. Spiritual warfare is becoming so heavy, you know, that a lot of us good people have been under attack. You know, a lot of us good people have been under attack. Because these demons out here, man, they want to soak up all your good energy. They want to snatch it from you. And they just really want you to be depressed. They want to see you dead. They want to see you in jail. They want to see you. They want to see your freedom on the line. I ain't gonna lie to you. These people so evil and hateful nowadays. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Pretty much the whole world is narcissistic. A bunch of narcissists. A bunch of actual narcissists. A bunch of grown adult toddlers that can't get their way. And they act a fool. You don't speak to them. You don't speak to them. If you don't speak to them, they will make up something about you. They will make a problem. They will create a problem. You try to stay away from it. Try to manage your business. You try to do right. And here comes something else. And then you know what's so sick too? They will stalk you. They will stalk you. They will watch your every move. They will prey on your downfall. They will waste so much time and energy on you, though. On you. It's people calling their phone, texting them. They not replying to those text messages and those phone calls. They're worried about you. You ain't even worried about them. You don't even know that they secretly hate you so much. That they investigate you. They investigate your everyday life. They need to see where you live at. You know, if I dislike a person, I don't even want to see you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to hear from you. I just want to stay away from you. I'm not going to hold on to something dear that's yours on purpose. I'm not even going to keep talking to you. What do you mean? But somehow it's an okay thing. It's so normal, you know, for a person to hate you and still, for a person to hate you and dislike you and make up more things about you and make you out to be a problem. Man. You said spiritual warfare has been heavy. We just don't recognize it. Imagine all the good souls lost at the hands of those in power who clearly are selfish, which is, you feel me? Which is exactly. It's like these people that have the ability to do God's work, that sit in these high positions, they're actually doing the wrong thing. You know, it's like they war with themselves every day of their lives, and they just want to see your life a living hell. They want to make your life a living hell, being that they have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they abuse their power and they use racism in the same breath. They're able to create these different narratives about you because this is a part of their job. Hello, this is what they do. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. You did wrong, and we're going to say that you did wrong. And we're going to live on that every day. Every day. You did wrong back in 2017, and even though it's 2025, we're going to continue to say that you did wrong. Even though you changed your whole life around, you've done right, you know, you have the results to show that you've done right. We're still going to say that you're wrong no matter what. You know, we're not going to change our narrative about you because, and then it'd be crazy because it's just people that you don't even know. You don't even know all of these people hate you though. You know what I'm saying? And they really hate you because you are doing right. They really hate you because you do speak up. And then it's the fact that they interrupt your life, and it's like a person tapping on your shoulder after you done well for so long. All of a sudden out of nowhere, it's like, hey, you're wrong. You like, huh? The fuck? What are you talking about? I didn't even do anything. No, you're wrong. You know what you did. And then now you just like, what did I do? That thing that you did all the way from back in 2017, that thing, you know what you did. You're wrong. And it's like, what are you even talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's like all of that was addressed. Everything. I turned my life around. I'm a good person. I know what ain't nobody perfect out here. People have done wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's about who decided to change their life around for the better after they did wrong. But you got people that sit here and they abuse their power and they nitpick and they poke at your past history. They poke at what they seen or heard about you a long time ago. And they believe in their minds that you are that person. And they need a bunch of other people to agree with them that, yep, she is that person. Even though even though I have never talked to her, she look like she that type of person. Just because you explaining that, yup, she looks like she's that type of person. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, we back. Laptop needed to be charged. Said so many lost people out there who need God. It's not even funny. Yep. Matrix and stole our people, y'all. All they want is money, drugs, and attention. That's all they want. Money, drugs, attention. They want to be rap artists. You know, they feel like they'll be somebody if they are in a mansion and they got a nice car. Like, that's it. It's more to life than just materialism. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's more to life than just validation from strangers, people that you don't even know. You just need somebody to tell you, yeah, you look nice with that red dress on. What if you really don't? You don't know if they really mean that you don't. You just believe anything that a person tell you. Um, you said to desire power, in my opinion, is a sickness or a condition in itself. Narcissists, sociopaths have always ruled the world and always will. It is a matter of which side the common individual chooses to side with. Straight up facts. Said, and that's why we have always have these discussions and disconnects between us while they continue to manipulate the system and the hearts of the people. Facts. Right. You said they stay holding grudges towards mistakes and force themselves to ignore you. Bruh. I'm just saying. They will hold. People don't even know you. You know what? This is so sick about people. They don't even know you. They don't even know what you've been through in your life. You know, they just see some shit in black and white and they continue to go along with it as well. And they hold grudges towards, like you said, towards your past mistakes. They hold grudges towards your past life, which is actually your journey, which actually we are meant to fall. We are meant to, you know, do the wrong thing so that we can do the right thing afterwards. So we know not what to do anymore. After we done wrong, we acknowledge what we done wrong and we correct our wrongs. But people will literally force themselves to believe, nope, 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 no, she didn't correct, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Even though the facts is there. Even though they clearly see it. It's like, nope, can't hear it. No, they're deaf in the ears now. They're blind to the facts now. They are ill to it. It is sickening. It is making them sick to even know. How dare you tell them that hey, this person that y'all talking about is actually a good person? How dare you say that to them? You cussing them out. You at this point, you a threat to them. You're harming them right now, telling them something like that. You said that is why someone can serve their time but never be fully reinstated as a citizen, labeled felon. You feel me? Labeled a felon for life. Because these bad communication ass people that refuse to communicate correctly it's because they want to continue to force themselves to believe that you're that. Nobody wants to even fathom that you a good person. I ain't gonna lie, I don't blame y'all because my own family don't even think I'm a good person. You want to know why? Because they didn't get an opportunity to be a part of my journey. That's why. They don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. They don't know how So I guess nowadays in today's society, every time you do right in your life, you're supposed to let a person know that. You got to break it down to them. You got to get on your knees and plead to them. No, I'm not that person anymore. I've done right. What do you mean? I mean, I can't force you to believe that I'm a good person. You're going to believe whatever the hell you want. But it's a damn shame, though. It's a shame that y'all don't get to know people. It's a shame that you do it for money. It's a shame. Shame. How you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night knowing that you've created a narrative using your job position about someone? Let me guess, you sleep pretty well because this is just your job. It's normal. I'm telling y'all. See, they normalize hate so much that people probably do sleep well at night. But they don't even understand that, during the day, you might have some problems. Because you don't get to do a person wrong and continue to do wrong and that don't come back on you. Trust me. What you reap, you shall sow. And you will eventually, if you haven't already. Do you not know how many people have done me and my husband wrong? And we've had to face these very same people. Eventually had to face them. And these people, they look sick now. Some of them are sick, disabled, all of that. And then they got too much pride. They got too much pride to stop hating. They still will literally through sickness and being unhealthy, they will still hate you. Even when it's their time to go, they still gonna hate your ass. Believe me, man, people will they will hate you so much that they will die hating you. That's how evil and hateful this world truly is. Me personally, I don't want to go down hating somebody. Why would I want to waste the valuable time that I have in my life, wasting that on the next person and hating them? Why do I care? Why do I care so much? But let me tell you something. Deep down inside, all that hate, all of that intentional bad communication that you got, you really still love whoever you hate. Because in order to hate someone so deeply and have hate for them, you gotta love them. You gotta gain an obsession with them in order to hate them. Now at this point, they're your God because you idolize them. You think about them all day and night. You have something of theirs because you hate them so much. How? How do you live your life? And then these people, they think that they're heroes for hating you. They feel like they have a valid enough reason to continue on their hate. And then when you confront them about it, it's either you the bad person or it's like, what are you talking about? I don't hate you. I have nothing against you. You know that you could have reached out to me anytime. Well, explain to me, why would I want to reach out to an evil, hateful narcissist? Why would I want to reach out and communicate with you when I know you're going to twist up my words, miscommunicate everything? I'm just saying, bro. You said damn shame that you don't believe in someone you could tell is a start. I don't know if I said that right. Josiah, all right, I appreciate you for coming in. Appreciate the subscription as well. Thanks for the support. Glad that we can properly communicate with people that understand us. You know what I'm saying? See, another thing too is people don't communicate properly because they fail at understanding you. They don't even know why they should even understand you, to be honest. They just don't know. They don't even know why you talking, even though they know why you talking, but they still don't get it. Why is she talking though? My thing is, how you gonna ask me a question, expect the answer, and then when I give you an answer, my answer is too long for you? Because it's like, oh my God, why are you even talking to me? Because you asked me a question. And the question that you ask requires an answer, and I have the answer, Sway.
Color after color.
I'm just saying. I got the answers. You got the questions. So sit back and relax and listen to me talk. Oh, you don't want to hear me talk? So now somebody all of a sudden calling you, now all of a sudden you got this person to text. I mean, people will literally do the most awkwardest things to show you that they don't want to communicate with you no more after they just asked you a question. And then they ready to hurry up and cut you off while you talking. They ready to hurry. They ready to tell you to hurry up and explain what you like. They are literally in a rush to do anything at this point. But my thing is, if you dislike a person so much, you don't even gotta waste your time communicating with that person that you dislike. You don't even have to be around them. You ain't got to see their name with no papers on it because you don't want no dealings. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going to lie to you. Even if you dislike a person, if you are a good-hearted person and you dislike a person, that person that you dislike, if you see their name on paper and you see accusations and you see that they have been doing right, you just don't like them, though. But you don't like them personally. But I mean, right is right at the same time, though. You know that, hey, at least they trying to, I might not like that person, but at least they cleaned up they act. Then leave them people alone. I don't even want to deal with them anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. For instance, if I was I'm trying to see what's a good, let me see. If I was a probation officer, right, or a parole officer, and I see that my client has made nothing but, has done a terrific job, it's time for me to help close this out. Close your probation. You've been doing everything right. Even though I don't like the things that you've done and, I don't like how you are as a person, I have no choice. But to see. You know what I'm saying? I have no choice but to see, obviously he's done the right thing. See. And you said that you made sure that you went over there and you took that test, right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure I look that up to make sure you went. And then, other than that, you're good to go. I look it up and this shows that he went and did what he was supposed to do. All right, you good, bro. Going on. Just because you dislike me as a person or whatever, or just because you heard what the next person said, doesn't mean that you have to continue to create more things to make things a lot more worse just because you dislike me. Maybe I ain't explaining it right. You said, I feel people forget that you have to say that you don't want to communicate, so it's going to be communication regardless. Exactly. Folks hate answering to people for whatever and that's horrible communication. How I know that you don't want to, how do I know that you even want to sit here and listen to me talk? Why don't you say that, hey, look, I don't even want to listen to you talk right now. Honestly, I just, no disrespect, but I just don't even want to hear you talk. I've told people that before, and I don't, what hell they gonna do to me? My words shouldn't be cutting you like that. So anyway, I want to go on to these videos. But it's just a shame though how people, I might have to change the title, who knows? But it's a shame how people will literally believe everything they hear, everything that they see. They'll believe what the next person said. Communication just all messed up. People love cliffhangers. I ain't gonna lie. They love leaving you hanging. People adore doing. They get a kick out of doing that. They get a kick out of disappointing you. I don't know why people all of a sudden love to do that. And it seemed like a very common thing. People will set up a time, they will promise you things, and then they'll turn around and it's just that's it, you know. It's like, yep, even though, we supposed to keep consistent communication, like I said that we was, I don't owe you an explanation. I really don't have to communicate. Like, if you don't want to talk to me, I don't know. Anyway, the list goes on with communication, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I might be all over the place, but yeah, it is what it is. We are about to, let me see. Let me delete this one. Exactly, just be real. Okay, so let me turn this off. Okay, shout out to Psychotic, right? I got a video that we're gonna react to. It's called "You Are Not Antisocial. You Are Just Smarter Than Most." So give me 1 second, y'all.
Have you ever wondered why, when you're surrounded by people, you feel like you don't belong? As if speaking is a waste of time and conversations are nothing more than a poorly rehearsed play. Have you noticed that even though others smile and pretend to be social, something inside you whispers that you're on another level, that you see what they cannot see? It's not arrogance. It's a strange, almost unsettling sensation, as if you live on a different frequency, too sharp for mediocre ears. Maybe you've spent years thinking you're antisocial, that something's wrong with you, that you're the odd one out. But let me ask you something uncomfortable.
Okay, so, let me turn the camera around. So like I said, the name of this video is called "You Are Not Antisocial, You Are Just Smarter Than Most." And the reason why let me explain why I'm playing this. Because I need people to understand that my silence, it's a reason for my silence. I ain't gonna lie. Some people, they don't even deserve your time. They don't even deserve to hear your voice. They really don't. Especially when you're not the type of, I'm not the type of person that likes crowds anyway. I don't like to talk around other people. Hey, I'm antisocial for a purpose. Let's go.
Comfortable. What if what you call...
Let's rewind this. It was only 47 seconds in.
Have you ever wondered why, when you're surrounded by people, you feel like you don't belong? As if speaking is a waste of time and conversations are nothing more than a poorly rehearsed play. Have you noticed that even though others smile and pretend to be social, something inside you whispers that you're on another level, that you see what they cannot see? It's not arrogance. It's a strange, almost unsettling sensation, as if you live on a different frequency, too sharp for mediocre ears. Maybe you've spent years thinking you're antisocial, that something's wrong with you, that you're the odd one out. But let me ask you something uncomfortable. What if what you call strangeness is actually intellectual superiority? What if the reason you can't stand superficial conversations is because your mind is built to go deep, to dissect what others barely touch? What if the problem was never you, but the noise around you? Look around. Most people talk just to talk, laugh out of habit, repeat phrases they heard somewhere without ever stopping to think if they make sense. You know it. You feel it in every awkward silence, in every lost gaze. It's not that you don't want to belong, it's that your mind rejects the trivial the way the body rejects poison. And yes, it hurts. It hurts because it makes you seem distant, unreachable, isolated. But the truth is different. You're not antisocial. You're too aware, too lucid to play the childish game everyone else plays every day. They'll never admit it, but your presence makes them uncomfortable because it reflects everything they refuse to face about themselves. Their superficiality, their mediocrity, their cowardice to confront real questions. You make people uneasy because you don't follow the script. And the world does not forgive those who don't fit into its theater. They'd rather point fingers, label you, push you aside, than admit your silence makes more sense than all their words combined.
Talk about it.
But here's what I promise you. If you stay with me until the...
What happens when you push past
He
great?
really be snapping every
You
time.
find greater.
Till the end of this video, you'll understand why you're not antisocial, why your apparent isolation is actually a sign of superior intelligence, and most importantly, you'll discover how to use that advantage in a world determined to make you feel like a mistake. By the time you finish listening, you'll have the answer you've been searching for so long. Confirmation that you're not broken. You're ahead. People confuse silence with emptiness, but in your case, silence is a trap, a strategy. You don't speak because you're analyzing, because every word others carelessly throw out, you decode like hidden codes.
You feel me? Detail every little thing that they say. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know they fuck ups, to be honest. They just be saying anything, thinking that they knowing exactly what they saying. It don't even matter what form of communication it is. It don't even necessarily gotta be them talking to you. It's just that, man, let me play.
And that habit, that ability to read between the lines, is what turns any room into a laboratory where you're the only awake scientist. They think you isolate yourself, but what you're really doing is observing. And observing, in a world full of open mouths and closed ears, is a superpower that terrifies those who can't stand to see themselves reflected in your lucidity. The truth is, your mind can't stand masks. It detects inconsistencies, picks up micro-expressions, predicts what others haven't even said yet. That's why most people avoid you, because they sense they can't hide anything. And though you never say it, they know it. Your gaze exposes them. Here's the secret no one says out loud. The smarter you are, the lonelier you become. Because each layer of awareness distances you further from the crowd. The masses move to the rhythm of appearances. You walk to the beat of your own thoughts. And here's where something even more disturbing comes in. The discomfort you cause isn't just social, it's existential. Because when someone meets a person who sees too much, who questions too much,
You feel me?
they feel threatened in their very identity.
Hey! Oh, hold on. I gotta turn this up. Let's go. What he say, y'all? This man, straight up. Straight up. He said, You are a threat. You question too much. Let's go back. Oh, hold on. We're gonna go back, hold on. Well, okay, we're just gonna do this.
Meets a person who sees too much, who questions too much, they feel threatened in their very identity. Your silences force others to hear their own echo, and that terrifies them. That's why they label you antisocial. It's easier to call you strange than to admit you operate on a level they'll never reach. It's a defense mechanism. And while they protect themselves with labels, you keep advancing in mental territory few ever tread. Think about it. People fear geniuses, but they fear them silently. They'll never admit it publicly. They'll disguise it with jokes, subtle criticism, or disguised contempt. But deep down, they know it. Your ability to think beyond makes them secondary characters in their own story. And no matter how much they deny it, mock it, or try to reduce you to a cliché, their discomfort is the clearest proof of your difference. Now listen carefully, because here's the part very few understand. What separates you from the masses isn't just your intellect, it's how you handle solitude. Most people run from silence because they fear being alone with their minds. You don't. You can endure it. You even enjoy it. And that endurance, that ability to coexist with your thoughts without needing external noise, is what separates imitators from creators. And if right now you're wondering what to do with all of this, the answer is brutal. Learn to use the discomfort you cause as a weapon. Don't soften yourself. Don't fake it. Don't try to fit in. On the contrary, accept that the distance you feel from others isn't an obstacle. It's your advantage. Because while they beg for approval and seek refuge in empty conversations, you're building inside yourself a fortress no one can tear down. The irony is that the very solitude everyone avoids becomes, in your case, your greatest source of mental energy. While others distract themselves to avoid thinking, you dive deep into layers that would terrify them. And here's the paradox. The more time you spend in silence, the more of the world's noise you learn to decode. While others drown in trivial discussions, you read the true dynamics that govern people. You understand what truly drives their decisions, their fears, and their desires. That clarity, though it sometimes feels like a curse, is actually a privilege reserved for a few. What sets you apart isn't just what you think, but what you see in others. People act like puppets, convinced their actions are free, when in truth they're enslaved by their constant need for validation. Every laugh, every opinion, every gesture is a desperate attempt to be accepted. You, on the other hand, can spot those invisible...
Exactly. They feel threatened, bruh. When he said that, I said, see? You know what? I was born a threat, okay?
chains with uncanny precision. And that's why, even when you say nothing, your presence unsettles them. Because you represent the freedom they'll never dare to claim. Here's something fascinating. The isolation everyone points to as your flaw is actually the result of seeing too much. You can't dive into shallow talk because your mind won't let you. You see too clearly that such exchanges offer nothing. They seek distraction. You seek meaning. They flee their inner emptiness. You explore it. And it's precisely that inward journey that gives you a power they'll never comprehend. Let me reveal an uncomfortable truth. Intelligence isn't a gentle gift. It's a burden. Not because it makes you suffer, but because it forces you to see what others prefer to ignore. It forces you to notice hypocrisy in the smallest gestures, falseness in the sweetest words, cowardice in the decisions most call prudence. And once you're aware of all this, it's impossible to return to the social stage without feeling like you're playing an absurd role. That's why you choose silence, why you prefer to observe from a distance, not because you hate people, but because you can't stand the lie they insist on living in.
Yeah.
And you know what's most terrifying to them? That your gaze doesn't need words to expose them. While they drown in endless justifications,
Yep.
you've already seen the root of the problem. While they surround themselves with noise to cover their insecurities, you've already...
Oh, psychotic, please tell me about it. Please. Man, these people that hate you, they have insecurities within their own selves.
already traced the origin of their fear. That clarity not only isolates you, it turns you into a mirror no one wants to hold. Because looking at you, even for a second, means admitting that everything they pretend to be is just a facade ready to collapse. Now think about this. Every time you choose to be alone, you're not withdrawing from the world. You're getting stronger. Every moment of solitude becomes training that makes you more resilient than anyone else. While others depend on constant approval to keep standing, you learn to sustain yourself with your own thoughts. That psychological independence is the true core of your power. Because the day you decide to step back into the social game, you'll do it not out of need, but out of choice. And whoever doesn't depend, commands. Whoever doesn't need, controls. What no one ever told you is that superior intelligence doesn't seek to be understood. It seeks to be used. Your ability to detect what's false, to spot what's weak, to read the invisible. It's not there to isolate you. It's there to give you an advantage. You're not antisocial. You're a strategist on a board full of players who don't even understand the rules. And when you learn to move your pieces in silence, you'll realize isolation was never a punishment. It was the prelude to your real power. Because in the end, the world belongs to those who can endure solitude. The crowd exhausts itself trying to fit in, but those who remain firm in their singularity are the ones who end up defining the rules. And that, even if you haven't fully realized it yet, is your natural position. The strangest thing about all this is that even if you don't say it aloud, you've already noticed that your mind works on a different logic. While others seek company to avoid facing their own emptiness, you use solitude as a secret laboratory. There, in that silence, others find unbearable. Your mind starts weaving connections no one else sees. Ideas, patterns, hidden truths. It's as if your brain operates on a parallel plane where the smallest details reveal deep meanings. And of course, when you return to the surface and mingle with others, you feel the contrast. They talk about small things. You think in entire structures. They entertain themselves. You unravel. That contrast is what fuels the discomfort. It's not that you don't know how to socialize. It's that you can't bear to shrink your mind to fit into a small space. It's like having wings and being forced to crawl. And here's what's truly interesting. That distance doesn't mean complete isolation. It means you've become a privileged observer. While they struggle to fit into shallow dynamics, you learn how the herd moves, how the crowd behaves. And within that knowledge lies a powerful secret. Understanding how the majority acts makes you impossible to manipulate. Pause for a second and think. How many times have you felt you could predict the end of a conversation before it arrived? How many times have you sensed what someone was about to say even before they opened their mouth? That's not coincidence. That's your mind working on a deeper level, analyzing patterns others don't even perceive. They call it intuition, but the truth is, it's intelligence applied to detail. Intelligence trained in silence, far from noise, turning every interaction into a map only you can read. And the most unsettling part is that this power, often mistaken for coldness, actually gives you a massive advantage. Because while others depend on external signals to feel secure, you already understand what's happening beneath the surface. You don't need approval, guidance, or validation. You have an internal radar that activates every time you engage with the world. And that radar makes you free. What no one tells you is that true freedom isn't having more friends or applause. It's being so sure of your vision that you don't depend on anyone to stand tall.
Yep.
That's what most people can't stand. Your psychological independence.
Ooh, he's snapping. He is snapping. Yes, that is so true. It's the fact that you have a mind of your own overall, and that's what pisses them the hell off, okay? And so that's why people spend a lifetime hating you. That's why people will spin these different narratives about you, and they'll pass it around to other people, and they'll keep passing it around and making you out to be a horrible person when you have done nothing but show people that you just been minding your business. You just isolating yourself. You live in silence. But your silence is a threat to everybody else.
Because their entire system is built on chains of dependency. Approval, validation, acceptance. And when someone shows up who doesn't play by those rules, they feel the whole system tremble. That's why they label you antisocial, because you don't fit into the narrative of collective need.
Come on, man.
But what they don't know is that this label, far from being an insult, is a confession. A confession that they can't categorize you, that your way of being doesn't fit into the limited boxes they use to make sense of the world. And within that misunderstanding lies your true strength. The ability to move under the radar, to act in ways no one can predict. The most fascinating part is that the very discomfort you create becomes a natural filter. Because whoever manages to get close to you, who can handle your silence, who isn't afraid of your gaze, proves they have the strength to exist within your orbit. It's a brutal, selective process, but a necessary one. Only those who vibrate on a similar frequency remain, and those few, when they appear, become authentic, deep, real connections. The rest? Mere background noise. And here's the conclusion starting to take shape. You're not antisocial. You're built for something greater. You're not made to drown in the superficial, but to build in the profound. You're not designed to please everyone, but to connect only with those who truly matter. And that difference, that apparent distance, isn't your weakness. It's the ultimate proof of your intelligence. What most people don't understand is that your apparent coldness isn't a barrier, it's a filter. A natural mechanism that separates the trivial from the essential. While the majority run desperately to be accepted by every group, you let groups dissolve on their own, because you understand something they never will. Most human connections are fragile, superficial, sustained only by the fear of being alone. And that need is a trap. Those who depend on noise to feel alive eventually end up empty. You, on the other hand, learn to breathe in silence, and that gives you a terrifying advantage. You don't sink when everyone else collapses under the anxiety of abandonment. And here's where everything changes. It's not that you don't want to belong, it's that you refuse to pay the absurd price society demands for inclusion. They ask you to shrink your mind, disguise your ideas, fake enthusiasm for hollow conversations.
Then when you fake enthusiasm, it's like, oh, look at you. You're faking. You're putting on a facade. I mean, you are too. What do you mean? You done kept a mask on your whole damn life.
Participate in a theater where no one truly believes what they're saying. And you know it. Every time you play that game, you feel like you lose a part of yourself. That's why your distance isn't a flaw. It's protection. It's the only way not to betray the lucidity that sets you apart. Think about how people react when someone breaks the script. One deep question in the middle of a shallow chat is enough to make the air tense.
Ooh, especially family. Especially family. It's like you broke the code when you decide to do your own thing and go your own way. Now, everybody's talking about you. You are the talk of the town.
To make everyone look away, to change the subject awkwardly, it's not a coincidence. It's a reflection of their inability to face discomfort. You represent that discomfort constantly, even when you're silent. Your very presence threatens to expose that most of social life is smoke, and that smoke disappears the moment someone with clarity enters the room. What's most intriguing is that this dynamic doesn't only happen in your inner circles, it repeats on a massive scale. And now that we've made it this far, before we continue,
I was actually going to stop right here anyway. We're going to go ahead and we are going to conclude this live stream. I know a lot of y'all probably was thinking like, what the heck? I thought she was going to go a little bit longer. Nah, not today. So anyway, shout out to hubby for being in the live stream, holding it down. I appreciate you. And anybody else that was engaging that came out. Yeah, actually Mr. Carter was in here. Yeah, I know I was all over the place with communication, but it's just so many different forms of bad communication in 2025. It's ridiculous. It's like, especially with adults, they will leave you on scene, read, you know what I'm saying? You will ask a question. A person will want you to communicate with them. And then the minute that you do and you ask questions, they leave you on scene. They leave you on read. They just, it's like nothing. It's like no answer, no nothing, because they don't feel like they owe you any explanation whatsoever. They feel like they can leave you hanging dry. They can send you off. They feel like they don't, even though they told you that they gonna do something, they feel like they don't owe you no explanation whatsoever, and they don't have to do nothing that they said that they were going to do. A lot of these guys out here too, they say stuff like they a man of their word. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time they show that they really not. A lot of these women out here, they say stuff like, trust me, you got my word, okay? I'm here for you. You can call me anytime. Anytime. When you text me, I'll reply back to your text anytime. And then as soon as you do that, they act like they're irritated. They act like, you're bothering them. You're harassing them. And they the ones that told you to, And then even when you tell them like, oh, no, man, I don't like to bother people. Oh, you better bother me. Call me, okay? You can talk to me. We can talk. If you need to talk, I'm here for you. People will literally act they will act, they will act like they really mean it, and the whole time they don't. Whole time they mean, they don't mean well at all. You said, God bless you. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for the likes. You said down there we don't give a fuck, but yeah, super chat. Yep, shout out to the first member that's here on this channel. 44. You know, make sure y'all get y'all a little membership or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, I believe level 1 is $2.99 a month. As I stated, I've been working on some videos to upload for the members only. Basically, I'm just trying to help everybody else by giving my different experiences. But yeah, y'all, we about to get up out of here. Hope everybody have a great, amazing, terrific, fantastic, communicative night. Wake them folks up.
This holiday, Verizon's got the craziest deal ever.